In a quiet village tucked beneath the shadow of a great mountain lived a 13-year-old boy named Ravi. He was curious, energetic, and full of dreams, especially one. He wanted to be a master archer, just like his late father, who had once been known as the Eagle of the East. Every day, Ravi would watch others train at the village grounds. He practiced with a handmade bow and arrows, but he lacked strength, focus, and precision. Worse, he lacked patience. If he missed a target once, he would throw his bow aside. If he didn't improve fast, he'd quit for days. He believed talent was everything, and he didn't think he had it. One day, a notice appeared in the village square. The Royal Archery Tournament. Winner earns a place in the King's Guard. Ravi's heart pounded. This is it, he thought. This is my chance to prove myself. He ran home, grabbed his bow, and began training harder than ever. But the more he rushed, the more he failed. His arrows flew wild. His hands shook. His frustration grew. Why can't I get it right? He yelled one day. After snapping another arrow in anger, after weeks of failure, Ravi considered quitting altogether. He watched older boys, stronger and faster, hit the bullseye with ease. He felt small and foolish. One evening, he sat under a tree, eyes filled with tears. I'm not meant for greatness, he whispered. Maybe I'm just not good enough. That night, an old man approached him. His name was Master Veer, a retired archer who once trained warriors for the palace. He walked with a limp, but carried himself like a lion. I've watched you, boy, Master Veer said. You have heart, but no patience. Ravi frowned. I just want to be great. Like my father. Greatness, the old man replied, is not built in bursts. It is shaped in silence, carved through time, like water cutting through rock. Ravi looked confused. Master Veer leaned forward. If you truly want to learn, meet me at dawn. But leave your ego behind. The next morning, Ravi showed up. Not with confidence, but with willingness. For the first week, Master Veer didn't let him shoot a single arrow. Instead, Ravi carried water, chopped wood, and balanced on stones for hours. This isn't archery, Ravi protested. This is your foundation, Veer said calmly. You must steady your body before you steady your aim. Though frustrated, Ravi obeyed. Day after day, he trained his balance, breath, and grip. Finally, in the second month, he was handed a bow again. Now, every shot had intention. Every miss became a lesson, not a defeat. And slowly, very slowly, he began to improve. Other boys mocked him. You're too slow. Still not hitting the target? But Ravi no longer reacted. His patience had become his armor. Sometimes, he missed the mark. But unlike before, he no longer gave up. He simply adjusted, breathed, and tried again. Master Veer smiled silently. Now, he said, you are becoming more than an archer. You are becoming a warrior. With the tournament only days away, Ravi faced his toughest trial, doubt. What if I lose? He asked Veer. What if all this patience leads to nothing? Veer nodded. That is the final test. Trust in the roots you've built. A tree does not grow fruit in a day, but once it does, it feeds generations. Ravi closed his eyes, let the wind pass through him, and whispered, I'm ready. The tournament day arrived. The field was crowded. Archers of all ages, from across the kingdom, stood ready. Each had only 3 arrows to hit the center of a moving target. Ravi watched others shoot, some missing, some nearly perfect. When his name was called, he stepped forward with calm determination. First shot, missed the center, but close. Whispers in the crowd. Laughter from some competitors. He closed his eyes, remembered Veer's words, and drew the second arrow. Deep breath. Release. Bullseye. Cheers erupted. Final arrow. The wind shifted. He waited, waited. Then released. Dead center. Silence, then thunderous applause. Ravi had qualified for the finals. In the final round, Ravi competed against older, more experienced archers. But his patience, built over months, was his greatest weapon. He didn't rush. He didn't panic. He focused, aimed, and trusted the journey that brought him here. When the last arrow struck gold, the crowd rose. The judge stepped forward. With honor and precision, the winner is Ravi of the Hills. Tears filled Ravi's eyes. Not for the win, but for the long path he had walked to get here. Ravi returned to the village, not as a boy of frustration, but as a young man of discipline. He bowed to Master Veer, who simply said, now your real journey begins. Ravi was later invited to train under the King's Guard. But no matter how high he rose, he never forgot the lesson that changed everything. Years later, Ravi became a teacher himself. One day, a young boy, impatient and eager, said to him, "Why am I not improving?" Ravi smiled, handed him a stone, and said, "Balance on this. The arrows can wait. First, let's grow your roots." And so the legacy of patience lived on. Ravi's story spread far and wide, not because he won, but because of how he won. Slowly, steadily, patiently. People would say he didn't just hit the target. He became the arrow. Greatness is not a firework. It is a sunrise. Slow, steady, inevitable. When you plant a seed, it doesn't sprout in a day. But with care and time, it grows strong, tall, and unshakable. Patience is not waiting. It is trusting the journey.